Welcome back to Factorio Seablock and TSM. Another episode in the 70s, I think. Let me just fix up the sound because I've disconnected everything. And it's been a couple of days since I've been able to film, so I forgot about that. So that's a lot better. Okay, I'm standing here because I'm going to do some stuff up here, but there's probably a couple of things I need to talk about. I mean, at the end of last episode, we basically killed red circuit production, if I can find where it dribbles out. Yes, and it's mainly because, as you can see, there's almost no plastic happening. There's no plastic happening because there's a huge backlog of solid fuel, basically, so it's not converting new stuff very fast, which means that this is not accepting inputs of vegetable oil, which means this process that has nutrient pulp and vegetable oil is not doing anything, even though it could, or it's not doing much because the vegetable oil is backed up. So I've realised there's a different way I can get nutrient pulp that doesn't involve vegetable oil. Originally I was actually going to start playing with switches and whether we actually have the solar working or not, because you can see that, well, solar's only just warming up, but it's a considerable part of the total force of energy that we're creating, so when it's running at full bore, we don't need all of this fuel that we're sending up. So everything just stalls. We probably have a pretty high amount of hydrogen as well. So that's the energy side of things. Now, the other thing I was finding was resin was an issue. So I reintroduced this guy who makes resin out of wood. Resin was an issue because these guys weren't coming through. They were getting blocked by us not having enough use for the board. So I've rigged up this little guy that basically says if there's nothing here, then you're allowed to turn wood into resin so that the resin keeps flowing. And the net result of that has been this is backed up and we don't need to use this, which is good because it's very wasteful. And you can see there's quite a lot of resin sitting out here as well. And probably we'll get a reasonable amount of wood backing up. So that's all good. What's not good is a couple of things. I believe I'm going to want paper. Now, I may not have shown this on screen, but this guy is running the algae recipe 2, not 1. I may have done that change off screen. Let's just get out of map mode. Yeah, it's running, choose a recipe. Hang on, are you not actually doing any recipe? Yeah, he's picking up mineralized water, so the only way this works is if he's doing this one. I must have actually turned him off for reasons that remain unknown. Anyway, let's turn them back on. What I actually want is I need another algae farm. I need to basically reinstate the old algae farm that we had here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I think the reason that it doesn't fit here anymore is that we didn't have blue undergrounds at the time. When I decided I might want to put it back. But we do now. So I need you to create a little bit of brown algae, which uses, well, we need some pipes now, don't we? It's probably amongst the many things that I've dumped. I do think fairly soon I'm going to turn most of this area into a logistics zone so that I can just have bots bring me these things and take away things that I'm not using and bring me things that I am using. That would certainly help. Okay, so you're making brown algae. What I want from you is basically the ability to make a little bit of plastic. What's that? An assembly machine 2. That will be fine for our purposes, I think. So you should be making... what does wood need? It needs those guys. What do those guys need? They need the alginic acid, which I believe I make here. Do I? Alginic acid? That's it. And you could probably put this back here somewhere, couldn't you? Don't really need to be up there. You are making cellulose pulp, and we need one more machine. Just these level 2 machines will do. You're making paper. Where was that? There it is. I think all of that. Oh, I probably do need some of that. What does paper need? Just the cellulose pulp. So the idea of this is it will fill this out, and we will be able to we'll fill the other side of this out, and we'll be able to go back to making some plant science, because that needs paper. And yes, it's plant science that I actually want to do. Trees are not particularly useful to me right now. Where is our tree farming done? Must be done down. I don't need all these trees, so they can go in there. It is demonstrating that maybe we've overdone this back the other way now. It's no happy medium, really. Maybe I should put a box in the middle of that. Not sure. Okay, what have we got in here? I don't think any of that is what I need. If we're to do tree farming, there you go. You have 2 of those things. You've got 11, so this will actually create a few more tree science. Maybe I could just about spring for a upgrade there for level 2s. See if we can do one more. So we probably, none of this probably is reprocessable. Our only options are the actual gardens. So I need to try and see if I have deposited gardens anywhere. I think I probably have. just need to get into my logistics zone down here where most of the stuff has been kind of dumped. Yeah, just a little bit further. Here we go. Do you have any gardens? You've got swamp garden. Desert tree, is that it? Might be, actually. A lot of things that aren't specially useful. Zello squash. So I've only got one swamp garden. Well, I can still make a bit of tree science with that. Plant science. Here we go. So what are you? You're looking for temperate gardens. I've got a swamp garden. So I think what I want is look at these extra items, but we want swamp garden. I think we want the swamp garden into 32. We probably at some point want all those seeds for something. I'm not sure what, but I want the 32. So they'll take me a while. Oh, so you're basically out now. Okay. Never mind. So, what was I talking about when it came to the plant stuff? We make beans here. I'm basically thinking that if I make 4 more of these basic farms, which of course needs something, in this case iron plate. Oh, it's a new lead plate. That's only good for 1, and then we're short of stone brick. This is why I really should have made this a complete logistic zone all the way up here, but never mind. Stone brick. 2, 3, 4. Let's make 4 of those guys. Now the idea is we want to make nutrient pulp without no, we want to make this one here, nutrient pulp. We don't want to be making raw vegetable oil. We want to make nutrient pulp. So if I look up nutrient pulp, there's more than one way of getting there. There's this way that you just use beans and a nutrient extractor. Which I think we can do. Let's see. Have we got nutrient extractors? We do. Okay, let's make one of those. How do we get beans? I think we have to make this stuff and then it goes into a bioprocessor. That makes beans. So I guess we're kind of copying all of that. Let's even do that. I'm going to need some space though, which I don't have. We'll get rid of something. I guess I can always get these guys again if I need them. Copy. So it's something like that. except we want the output going into the sky. And I need another bioprocessor, or do I? I'm not sure. Nutrient press, bioprocessor. Yes, I think I do need that guy. Oh, and I need a couple of seed extractors, which need a bit of steel. Steel. I believe this guy here is steel. Seed extractor times 2. Right. Okay, so you're making beans. You should be making nutrient pulp. And we should take that nutrient pulp and bring it directly over to there. These guys need to be seeded, and we need this belt here to get some action. And we need some power. That's why I need bigger poles. Is that enough? Yes. You filling up again? Yes. How far down the track are we? Oh, we also need the saline water. Saline water, okay. Forget I'll put it down there. Right, do we have action? We do have action. What sort of difference is this going to make? Action. What's that doing? Is that helping? Is that noticeably helping? Ideally, we should get to a point, still the acetone gas, we should get to a point where this is not able to keep up and we need to increase the speed. That would be the ideal situation. So that is slightly better than whatever it was before, maybe. Still doesn't look sufficient, does it? Acetone gas is building up. Right, that's actually continuous now. This one is waiting on this one. Probably the first time ever that acetone gas has built up in my factory. We have to do something about butane in the not too distant future. Okay, so you need a better chem plant. Petrochem, yep. We can make chem plant 3s, and I think we will. That's a 2.75 speed. So it's actually, it's not even double the version 1, but it's the best we've got, so I guess that's why we have to use it. There, that's running a bit better. You're only a chem plant 1, but you're still running fast enough, it would seem. You're still waiting on plastic. Wow. So we don't need more acetone. We might need a second one of these. God knows how we fit one in here, though. Cellulose acetate is dropping. Why would that be? Cellulose fibre is not getting through because we're consuming it all directly here. You're an assembly machine 2. I don't think it's your speed that's the problem. You just need more cellulose fibre. Algae farm 2, okay. We have an ability to make algae farm 3. We need more stone brick. There does come a point with all of this when you just realise that when we need some steel, that you just need more space and to try and do all of this properly somewhere else. I think it's going to work. This plastic is still kind of on the woeful side, and I was skiting not so many episodes about how good it all was, but clearly it's not. There we go, we can make a 3. So the speed difference goes from 1 to 1.5, so it's a 50% improvement over the 2. I assuming these other things can keep it supplied. I'm going to guess that they can. There, that seems to be moving a bit better. And I think we'll upgrade these inserters as well. Yes, you are getting a build-up of... No, you're not. We're not really getting a build-up of algae. That's translating into any more. We've solved acetone, where cellulose acetate mixture is now poor. I might have to move some farms up here or something to fix that. Anyway, we should have a bit of plant science now. Though that was only 32, so it probably hasn't gone all that far. No, not really. And we're still barely getting any blue science because, well, plastic is still woeful, really. It looks a little better than it was. Okay, so let's look at sciences then. Oh, good, we've almost finished this. We don't specially need this one. I do want some of these plant sciences. What do we get with the version 2? Sure, I would like this guy. That needs 50. I don't know if we have 50. Probably like these as well. I'm going to turn you off. I'm going to turn you on. Oh, we've already done some of this one. Maybe this guy should be first. And then this one. See how that progresses. It is actually progressing. Oh, no. I've confused myself. That's not actually the one I wanted. This is the progress on the sky, not the progress on the sky. We hadn't done any on the sky, and now testing science on it. Never mind. Okay, so I think, that being said, what I should do is probably try and find this sort of thing and claim some more of this stuff so that we can do more of the plant science. And meanwhile, this will buffer up and maybe no one will notice how badly off we are. Buffering up is a legitimate strategy. It's not really what I'm trying to do. I do want to finish off the plant sciences, though, that we seem to have gotten behind there. Oh, do I have landfill? Yes, I do. Good. So we basically want to get to, say, there. Oh, there's more up here we could chase as well. Probably should have gotten rid of some of these things before. Why are we stopped? You are trying to... You are mineral sludge, and I don't have enough stations for you anymore. Okay. Let's give you another station then. That hopefully should force this to reassess and come in. I don't know if that's a good thing. At least one of them's gone now. So maybe if we just waited a few more moments, it would have cleared anyway, but who's to know? Okay. Is all of this on a cliff? We actually have to use cliff explosives to get to it. And everything that I've picked up so far has basically been useless. Yes, that makes sense. Okay, I'm going to have to be slightly more prepared. I think that's how much extra I've had to expand. Okay, swamp tree, desert tree, I want to keep those. Raw bio rubber. There you go, one of the tree sciences. Raw bio rubber can go into oh, that's raw bio resin, right? Of course it is. Go in there. Alginic acid can go all the way up here. And trees that's all soil, isn't it? Yes. Trees can go there and get unloaded out here. Oh, wow. This is my problem. I have not got the balance between resin and trees right, it would seem. I think we're going to be using more resin soon, though, so it's not necessarily a bad thing. Okay, now that we have a bit more space, let's go back, see what we can do. To there, say. How are you doing on fuel? Oh yeah. We'll be on fairly crappy fuel soon. Okay, and of course, did I remember cliff explosives? I believe not. Seriously, you can't pass this point? Cliff explosives. Alright. They're next. Grenades. Okay, so we're going to need charcoal probably. Is it charcoal? Or is it coal that we need in our grenades? It is charcoal. Desert garden. Okay, first of all, stop doing that. First of all, we'll make more plant science out of this desert garden. Up here. There we go. You are assembly machine 2. Okay, good. Second thing, we need the explosives. Ideally, it would be nice if I found a box full of charcoal, which is not altogether unlikely, all things considered. Well, there's some charcoal. Explosives. And we can make 3. Excellent. That should be sufficient for our purposes. Now we can make a 4th one. We saved a bot. So tree science, we're not exactly going to make it fast if each time we go out there we get enough for 32. Right. These poor bots. I need some more signals around here as well, I keep reminding myself. Okay. That should actually be sufficient. What is this? It's a desert garden. Good. What's this one? Temperate garden. Good. Oh. What are these items on the ground? Did we get the temperate garden? We did. What's this one? Desert garden. We should have been able to pick up that. We were. Desert tree. Do we have any? I don't know how this got... Oh, I've got charcoal now. I suppose that explains it. Alright. We can't pick up that. Can't pick up that. Can't pick up that. Which one do I want to pick up the most? Maybe the wood. Okay. What's that? Temperate tree. Right. Okay. So that gives us about another 96 science. It's still a bit abysmal. Maybe I should come up to this one. Just one of those things. What's up here? There's definitely one or two more gardens up there. That's where the behemoth worm was, right? I'm in that, aren't I? Yes, must be. Okay. Oh, and there's more stuff down there that we could probably get as well. No, not especially useful. Alright, red science is used all the way down there, but that hasn't really progressed. Red science, of course, I mean red circuits. I haven't even brought red circuits in here yet. That's green circuits, which are fine. You're still actually going strong, okay. Desert garden. I have a couple more. Seed extractors. I mean, I guess the Tree Arboretum 2 is sort of the one that I want, although, I mean, it's not them that's actually holding us up here, it's the lack of this being used. Alright, to humour everyone, mainly myself, throw that into a box. So it can buffer a little bit further. Tree science, how are you going? You're actually making some. You only make one, don't you? All of this stuff, and all you make is one. And it's very slow. 5 seconds. Wow. Okay, let's get back to this guy. You're an advanced chemical plant 1. And now it's actually moved to acetic acid, the problem that you have. Which I'm guessing is this machine. You make acetic anhydride. It's actually acetic acid that you have the problem with. Where do you get that from? That's a oh, it comes from over here. So you're making corn into fermentation base, which is then being turned into these two things. Okay, we don't need to worry about that anytime soon. This is a chem plant 1, but that's not where the hold-up is. The hold-up's this thing, which is this thing. Basic farm. So I really wanted to know how to make a farm 2, I think. That was probably my key technology that I was after. Desert farm upgrade. Basic farm. Temperate farming 2. Desert farm upgrade. Farm with desert upgrade. I'm not really sure anymore. Oh, that's the one that we'd started. Okay. Well, it makes sense to resume that one. I don't know how much better these guys are. I suspect we may as well just do those afterwards. We don't seem to be getting anywhere particularly fast here. This is definitely a slow process. Primadelin seed. You come from a seed extractor, extracting from primadelin seed to primadelin. And you can use 20, and this whole process makes 35. So maybe what we actually need is a second one of these, if we have room. Looks like we probably do have room. Yeah, it does look like we have room. Okay, let's make another basic farm then. Sorry, I wasn't away. I was hoping that when I put down these guys here, that would just solve all my problems, but it's just moved the problem once again. Yeah, that's not going to help. What I need to do is have that kind of wiggle. Okay, so you also need seed and this other stuff. How are we going to get this other stuff to you? This stuff, easy. This other stuff, not so easy. What about... Oh, seed, right. Yes. And so now we have 2 on the case. That should be a little bit better. Certainly not this thing holding them up. There you go, we're getting some from above. Slightly better. Cellulose acetate mixture, still acetic acid. Despite the speed up. Oh, now you're just sitting around, so it's clearly not the speed of these machines. It's still these things. I need a lot more feeding in. We obviously need a lot more farming. Let me have a look at the success or otherwise of this operation down here. It does look to have been at least a bit successful. Ooh. You're facing the wrong direction, dude. Okay. I think I need to have a bit more of a think about what I'm trying to achieve here. We're still, it seems, a significant way from getting this processed. How much can it actually do? It can basically do 2 a second. Which, if it was running 2 a second, that's the speed of the recipe, and then we've got a machine that's 1.25, so that's 2.5 a second. We need more cellulose. Or green algae. We need more green algae. We need... Is it out? What are you starved of now? Again, it's the acetic acid. Okay. I think we're going to be chasing our tails here for quite a while, potentially. I'm not sure if it's riveting. Just this minor little piece of action that we can do each time. But you can see what's going to happen, right? This, if I fix this by doubling or tripling it, the acetic acid will no longer be a problem, so it will switch to the cellulose, which is what it was before. Obviously this thing can run a lot faster, and we can probably get an advanced chem plant 2, petrochem, advanced chem plant 1, advanced chem plant 2. No, we can't get those just yet. But yes, this could obviously run a lot more frequently. It's just waiting on acetic acid and then cellulose. Maybe it's not that huge a problem to do. I just need to see. So if this thing was running continuously, you would be getting 12. You get 3 corn a second. Three corn a second. This takes 4 seconds. So that's 12 corn. So that would be enough to fill this machine. So you'd be getting 75 fermentation base every 4 seconds, 75 every 4 seconds. This one needs 100 every 4 seconds. So we need this to be a third faster, basically. Chem plant 1 to chem plant 1. We need 100. We need 100 every 4 seconds. Which, of course, even if we balance this up, wouldn't quite be enough. Typical angel. Alright, I'm actually a bit tired. We didn't achieve nearly what I wanted to. Maybe we're just about to get the desert farm upgrade. How is the sciences? Quick look. They're doing stuff, but I think they're out of stuff. I do have a temperate garden. Yeah, you're out, so that's temperate garden. But why am I carrying raw bio resin? Wood can go in here. Now they're all lit up. We are getting a little bit of action going on over here. 2 of the machines sometimes work. Oh wow. And I should probably change that to the coils machine. Anyway, copper coil. Which currently seems to be coping just fine. You're a basic transport belt, okay. I may have just gone slightly too far, yes. So it's this one here. Okay. Ah, there it is. We may introduce that later, but for now, is that coming in any better? Not really. I think this calls for a little bit of stuff done offline. I don't want to keep repeating exactly the same relatively boring moves. It's just basically find more cellulose fibre and more of the other stuff that we're making the corn out of. Room to make some more. Try and force a bit more plastic through. Okay, so we can reuse this line. Wait a sec, is this still basic? Yeah. One machine after building 4. It would have been great having all of you guys going. This abysmal plastic's not sorting it out for us. Almost completed all of this. Right. You've still got 11. Wait till that's gone. 5. Gone. Okay, change your recipe. Copper coil, then let the copper coil come in. Now we suddenly have a huge supply of this stuff. Because that's a much more efficient way of getting copper cables. Alright, thanks for joining me, guys. Next episode hopefully be a bit more exciting. Bye-bye for now.